Despite tonight's star-studded lineup, Donald Trump has managed to steal the spotlight from the Democrats. At a news conference earlier today, Trump said he hoped the Russian government had obtained Hillary Clinton's private emails and would release them. The Clinton camp immediately fired back, calling Trump's remarks a threat to national security. Major Garrett has more.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press.
That's a reference to emails sent and received from Hillary Clinton's non-secured, unauthorized private server when she was Secretary of State. FBI Director James Comey described her conduct as extremely careless, but did not support filing criminal charges. Trump's call for Russian meddling comes as U.S. intelligence officials suspect Moscow of hacking more than 19,000 emails from the Democratic National Committee. Emails showing internal discussions critical of Bernie Sanders and supportive of Clinton. Moments after Trump spoke, his running mate, Mike Pence, promised serious consequences if Russia interfered in the election. This appeared to contradict Trump's call for Russian cyber tampering. Intensifying the drama, a spokesman for House Speaker Paul Ryan called Russia a global menace led by a devious thug that should stay out of American politics. U.S. officials cannot give a motive for the hack, but the Clinton camp suggests it might have been done to help Trump, a theory the GOP nominees swiftly rejected.
I have nothing to do with Russia. What do I have to get involved with Putin for? I have nothing to do with Putin. I've never spoken to him. I don't know anything about him.
But in 2014, Trump said he had spoken with Putin and said Putin could not have been nicer. And then Trump said this during a GOP debate last fall.
And I got to know him very well because we were both on 60 Minutes. We were stablemates, and we did very well that night.
Trump scoffed at the Russian controversy as he tried to demonstrate political muscle here in the hometown of Vice President Joe Biden, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Elaine, here in Lackawanna County during the presidential primary, Democratic turnout was twice the size of Republican turnout. Even so, Trump loyalists began lining up 7 hours early for a midday rally that drew a capacity crowd of more than 5,000.
Major, I'm curious about the choreography of this news conference today. Was this something that was in the works for some time, or do we know if this was something that was planned fairly recently?
Well, there was talk within the Trump campaign of doing a press conference yesterday. That was scrubbed, and then we were told we'd have one this morning. I think Donald Trump wanted to insert himself rhetorically in every way in the middle of the Democratic National Convention and all the conversation around it. And he knew he would get questions on the Russian hack, on the Clinton emails. I think he wanted to amplify all of his sentiments about that, drive that right in the heart of the conversation during the Democratic National Convention, as well as take on questions about a lot of other things. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, a global trade deal that involves the United States and many Asian countries, the minimum wage. What does he think about the overall convention itself, Hillary Clinton's qualifications, Bill Clinton's speech on Hillary Clinton's behalf last night? Trump was ready for all of it, and as all of us were talking afterwards, what he said probably could have filled up 3/4 of an evening broadcast at the major networks. We don't allocate that much time historically, and we didn't tonight, but we sure could have.
Major, do you have a sense of whether the news conference and whether the insertion of himself into the news cycle during this Democratic convention is part of a thought-out political strategy on the part of Donald Trump, one that perhaps he consulted his advisors about, or is this sort of political ad-libbing on the part of Donald Trump?
Look, Trump has made it clear, and made it clear, starting Sunday, that he was going to involve himself in the conversation around this Democratic National Convention by tweeting regularly all through Sunday and Monday, and making his commentary available to other reporters in small interviews and other aspects of talking to the press about the Democratic National Convention. So what better way than, after an overnight in Miami, to have a press conference and then get on his way here? So whether he discussed it with his advisors, I guarantee you Trump didn't ask for permission. He told us today everything about his campaign, as we've come to know, breaks the mold and breaks tradition. It is tradition in American presidential politics that when the opposition party has its convention, the other nominee backs off and lets that conversation go unimpeded. Not in Trump's world.
All right. Major Garrett in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Major, thank you so much.